become an entrepreneur. Good morning, everyone. Today, we are covering another new topic: how to be an entrepreneur for very, very young people. In fact, I'll be showcasing, and if you want to check more, you can check the teen entrepreneurs, the teen millionaires. You'll be surprised at what is happening. So, over the number of maybe last decade, so last 10 years or so, I've seen a tremendous increase in teens looking at entrepreneurship. You know, though I would say education institutions were quite late to realize this, and though there were programs existing even in our country and also abroad, but I found initially, maybe if I go back 10 years back, 12 years back, I found less number of takers because people keep on thinking on academics. Yeah. But today it is quite different. Today I have young people. I remember a couple of years back, I met somebody who had started Blix Corporation. So Blix Corporation, he had made his own web browser when he was in 10th class, and 11th and 12th he started making apps. And 12th class, I remember he sold on iStore apps worth 7.5 lakhs. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, so that is what I'm talking about. So today you have very young people who are blogging, who are YouTubing, who have become influencers, who are using drop shipping. So lot of crazy new business ideas, individual stuff which people are doing. So that is where we are coming from. Today we also have EDI as an institute along with us. So we'll be having speakers from there also. My name is Jitin Chawla, and we keep on doing a lot of work with schools and students, and we help in study abroad, profile building, and also Indian applications. Ripu, if you can put up the PPT. So we'll just show you a small presentation, and this will give you basic ideas, and then we'll build up on it. Also, in case you want to do longer programs, then those also would be explained, that what are the programs you can look at and how step by step you can do from right now. You might be at any age. In fact, I was just speaking to my brother who's staying in Boston. He works with a multinational company. He's an IT professional. For his daughter who's in seventh class, today I have to make a plan. Yeah. So a lot of parents, a lot of students, pretty early they start, and step by step they're able to build up. Realocol is a company which helps you in identifying summer programs, winter camps, online programs. It can be across domains: leadership camps, entrepreneurship camps, personality enhancement program, neuro linguistic programming is also there on it. Yeah, how do you kind of program your brain towards success. Then we have so many programs are there. Of course, today we'll talk more about entrepreneurship, but if you want to check latest programs across the world for young people, I mean, amazing curated programs, then you can check out realcool.com. So next, please. Okay, so I'm just sharing that like a lot of young entrepreneurs are there in India also. Internationally, if you want to see, check out the Teen Millionaires on YouTube. You'll get a couple of clippings. Somehow, international media has been more proactive than Indian media, and they have been covering a lot of teen entrepreneurs. But in India also, a lot of people are into entrepreneurship. Next, and it is irrespective of stream, guys. Some people keep on asking me which stream should I take, what should I do. Okay, Tilak Mehta, he's a 15-year-old. He founded Papers and Parcels. He's a TEDx speaker, Hope's panelist. He has been awarded Global Child Prodigy also. So he tied up with Dabbawalas. I hope you understand Dabbawalas. Dabbawalas in Mumbai, they manage an excellent logistics system of supplying dabbas to all corners of Mumbai. Uh, so Dabbawalas, in fact, have been invited by Prince Charles also to his palace earlier. Tilak Mehta tied up with them, and he launched his company Papers and Parcels, utilizing their food delivery network. Yeah. Next, please. Trishneet Arora founded Tax Security. He has been featured youngest on Fortune 40 under 40. And he really, I mean, right from eighth class, he has been onto computers. He has been writing, he's been putting blogs and so on. So he helps companies with cybersecurity. Next. A lot of amazing work which students have done. Sri Lakshmi Suresh apparently is the youngest, CEO in the world. So she started studying coding at the age of 4, and 6 she started designed her first website. She designed for the school, and then at 11 years of age she has started 2 companies. Yeah. Next. So how do you become a young entrepreneur? Next. This is a very, very simple way of looking at entrepreneurship. Any entrepreneur identifies a problem, finds out a solution to it, and hence a business plan emerges of how you will take it to larger masses. Yeah. Again, I would say it depends on you. You know, it depends on what kind of person you are, because you might be a person who's not really thinking that I want to have 100 outlets or 100 restaurants, chain of restaurant. You might be very much satisfied. Look, I want only one, I want two, or I might want such turnover. I want to socially contribute. Even the concept of social entrepreneurship is very, very strong and gaining ground. You might say that, look, I want to create solutions which help the society at large, and it's not only for building up money. So depending on how you think, but the context will remain the same. The context will remain the same. That there's a problem, you find out a solution, and then a business plan. Thanks, Mohit, for sharing a great initiative. We keep on bringing a lot of programs for students so that they can open their horizons, open their mental horizons. Yesterday, I had a parent whose child is getting like 70%, and he was like, "Ki, how will I get admission?" Yeah, I said, but your child is so smart, and he was also. Normally, I ask children about Bitcoin prices, I ask them gold prices, couple of other things. Uh, Normally, school children are not able to answer it appropriately. This guy knew everything. He knew the trends globally. He knew about stock markets in US. He knew about like he was watching things like Dirty Money on Netflix. So I could see that this guy has a lot of interest, and particularly on the financial side. So I suggested Money Bhai by Money Control to him so that he could play stock market games and then come out with something of his own. And ultimately, this guy says, "I want to do my own startup." Yeah. So also, it's not about that which age you should do your own startup. Also, if parents are watching, it is not about experience also. Yeah, it is not about experience also, surprisingly. Why? Because a lot of new startups which are tech enabled, they think very differently, and there's no one like them before. Check Uber, check Oyo, check. So all these companies, like, nobody else would have thought about those kind of ventures before them. So it is not about that experience. Of course, some orientation is needed, which you can take through programs outside. Like today, EDI also would share. There's a program TYE done by TIE Delhi and a couple of other TIEs. That is the Indus Entrepreneurs. So you could check out those programs. Or internationally also, we have sent students to Wharton. We like college students participate in Accenture Business Challenge. So a lot of such. There's a company teach they're what fish. There's a UK based company. They're doing school based competitions. They call it teacher fish teacher something they call it. I'll just find it out and share. So things like those are happening in the environment. Aditi is asking, how is international business? It's a very good sector. One of my very close friends, he went into it right after his MBA. IFT is the best institute, Aditi. So what do you need to do? So maybe once you understand the ifs and buts and like the documentation and the exporting procedures and the importing procedures, then you can identify target market and think how to start. What exactly do you want? A lot of people use arbitrage. Like in India, prices of some things are pretty low. So you are maybe taking from India and selling it in London, taking from India, selling it in Dubai. Yeah. So things like those. So international business at a bachelor's level in India, you might not find too many institutes. Some private institutions are doing, but at a master's level, the best is IIFT. SRCC has a global business operations program at a master's level, and Gitam Institute of Foreign Trade. And at a bachelor's level, if you want to do, then like outside India is a better possibility. Any top institute is having it across UK, Canada, US. So you can do that program, maybe work to gain industry knowledge in specific area and then build it up. Yeah. So yeah, so bachelor's, you can do any management program. So you could go for Sukhdev College of Business Studies, Mumbai University BMS. You could go for any of these and then build up. Next. So how to think on entrepreneurship. How do I decide which? A lot of children ask me this question. Of course, there are a lot of videos on YouTube, but I have given a very, very simplistic questions you should ask. What opportunities which have not been exploited? So like when I started, then career counseling was not that big, and there weren't many people. So but apparently I started at the right time, was invited for TV shows, radio programs, and so on. So things became good, and we could do work in India as well as outside India. So there are always opportunity, but you have to keep on exploring. Also, what value can it bring? Does it add value to other people? Yeah, we might be very excited that wow, this is something great. Or some people are good in technology, they create a solution and then they hunt for the problem. So that is not the way to look at. So what is the value it is doing to your target audience? Or can you repurpose what already exists? Can you repackage it? Yeah, I'll give you a very good example. Like I remember from the time I've been a small child, my mom at times, and when we would get hurt much more, so we were two brothers, so she would give me milk with haldi at night. Yeah, and now you have haldi lattes and across the world. Yeah, so that is a repurposed thing. During Corona time, a lot of cafes across the world came out with haldi lattes and haldi in something or other such things which are already existing in the Indian subcontinent. Yeah. So, yeah, Aditi, so you can just message us, Ribu, if you can show our numbers. Just message us. I'll put you in touch with my study abroad team. You can have a basic conversation. Next. Aditi, you can see or other people also, if you're interested, you can just message us on these numbers for further help. So, of course, see, majorly, a lot of times when a child is or a student is thinking of entrepreneurship, so they hear that, oh, it's risky. Why don't you go for a job? Oh, it's too early for you. So they'll hear such things. But my saying is, don't be afraid of failure. So maybe you'll fail once or twice, but it's good. You're very young, so start early, fail early, and next time you'll be successful. Or after that, you'll be successful. So that is how you should look at entrepreneurship. It is for risk takers. Yeah. So yes, you are taking, but risk can be balanced by the amount of research you do in that field. So market research is also important, but more you'll hear from my friends from EDI Ahmedabad. So I'll pass on the baton to them. I just introduced the topic, guys, and now Dr. Baishali Mitra would take over and share some ideas on entrepreneurship. Dr. Baishali.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone, and a happy Sunday morning to all. And I feel very happy that all these young people. I hope I can't see you, but if you are with us, it's interesting that itself. The very fact that you are with us itself instills that hope within all of us that we are soon going to have a lot of entrepreneurs in our country, and the youngsters have started thinking out of the box. But since I'm reaching out to you digitally, I want to share, first of all, I hope I'm audible to all of you. Anyone can confirm that I'm audible and I'm visible to all?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible and visible.
And also I would like to share it is you can see my screen.
So, ma'am, you can click on share.
Okay, I have done that, and it has taken me to a box, screen sharing tips. Screen sharing is easiest with two monitors.
So
Share
you
screen.
can click on, yeah, share screen. Click on
Mm-hmm.
the Windows tab if you are using Microsoft PowerPoint, or if you are doing it via Chrome, then you can select Chrome tab.
A
Click on
Chrome
Windows,
tab will be, yeah.
Windows Chrome tab. Select the PowerPoint
Yeah,
presentation.
I have got it. Thank you so much. I think it's visible now. Would you please confirm?
Yes, it's visible.
From my side, it is visible. So can I continue?
Mm, Yes, ma'am, you can continue. Thank you.
Or has it gone to the has it gone to the second slide
Yes,
also?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because sometimes that also is a glitch. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay. And as you have heard that I represent Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, EDII, and EDII was established in 1983. In 1980s, entrepreneurship was not actually a very prominent term. It was to a major extent in different parts of the country. It wasn't even appreciated that well, and it is at that time that TDII was established with a belief that entrepreneurship can become a career choice, and it will bring a lot of change among people, among the youngsters, and it will make a socio-economic growth for the entire nation. And EDII has educational programs, different PGDM, and also FPM research that they offer. Almost 78%, or it is a little more than 78% of EDII alumni members are successful entrepreneurs. And apart from these trainings, EDII has trained 4,000 faculty members or trainers who actually create a cadre of entrepreneurs. Then EDII has developed the course curriculum for UGC, and a lot of research that they conduct. And with that, let us find out the 15 minutes that I would be with you. I would like to talk about two things. Number one, what is the need of entrepreneurship? Why do you want to become an entrepreneur, and why at all on a Sunday morning I'm really taking your time, over here. And also in a second part, I kind of would like to talk about what exactly do I mean by having an entrepreneurial mindset. So you must have heard about this uh, agenda, that Atmanirbhar Bharat. All right. And Atmanirbhar Bharat, the self-reliant India, our prime minister, and that is, India's agenda now. So when you talk about self-reliance, entrepreneurship is a term. Entrepreneurship is actually, talking about self-reliance, how when you start on your own. And 1 minute. I don't know if my slides are being moving. I hope so. And I over here I have put only images to talk about the fact that how it is very important for the economic development of your country. Because the country says that the statistics say that India is going to have the huge working age population in a next decade. Okay, that's a demographic dividend. If you have heard that term, that it is a demographic dividend for us, that our country is going to have the largest working age population in another next decade very soon. And then there is a catch. It's a paradox that at one go you say that you are going to have the largest working age population, which is a dividend for us, but enough jobs are not created, whether it is public sector or private sector. You will not you are not, the graph is not really that promising. All right. And with coronavirus pandemic, again there was like a lot of layoff. It was a hit not only on health but on the economy of our country. So when jobs are really not there, how do you become a demographic dividend if you have the largest working age population? Entrepreneurship can be the game changer, because there you are shifting from becoming a job seeker to become a job creator. So this is one help that you benefit that you get. And another is all these images. What am I trying to tell you? That there is a difference between business idea and business opportunity. What is the difference? Your business idea can be fantastic, but there is a tendency to become successful only when your business idea becomes a business opportunity. And how do you do that? You try to find out, you solve certain need that people have, or certain problem people have. So the moment you are kind of whatever idea or product or services that you plan to sell, first make sure or ensure that it is actually solving certain need of people or problem of people. And that brings you close to innovation. Then you start innovating and try to solve people's problem. You come out with gadgets, you come out with different services, you come out with different products. This image that I'm showing, that a happy society, the moment with your entrepreneurial innovation, people have answers to their problem, you are creating a happy society. So it's not exactly always about how you become rich and earn a lot of money by being an entrepreneur. You have a greater cause, you are bringing a change in society. And all these images that I'm showing, whether it's mobile technology or the pharmaceutical field or the medical field, all these innovations have made life easy. Think about Uber. Okay, the Uber idea was, the founders, they actually attended a conference in Paris, and they were coming back in the middle of the night. It was winter, it was raining, and they didn't know how to catch a cab. There was no cab around. They didn't know how to go back. And then that idea, that is a problem with everyone, it's a problem of the mass. And then the idea generated over there, that what if we can call a cab with our mobile phone at the tip of our finger, anytime, anywhere. And this is how your thinking process should always go. And that is how you bring us, it is a socio-economic change. You not only bring a change to the economy, but you end up nurturing a happy society. And this is also, you bring change. If an entrepreneur is always nudging people to think out of the box, and change is futuristic. All right, change is futuristic. So the need for entrepreneurship is for all this. There's the economic development, it is a lifeline of a nation, it provides innovation. And you are bringing a change, you are bringing social benefits. That's for the nation, that's for your country. But even if you come down to the individual level, all right, it is, you are creating self employment first of all, then you are creating wealth. And the autonomy and independence is something which is a prominent satisfaction factor for entrepreneurship. You are not working for anyone else, you are working, you are the boss. And you are that gives you fame, that gives you, an entrepreneur is automatically a leader. All right, so that is about the need. All right, at a national level or at an individual level, you get a lot of benefit when you are nurturing entrepreneurship. And I don't want to sell you a very sugar coated bitter pill, but entrepreneurship, the way I'm talking to you as if it's very easy, it is not easy, it's difficult. But as our previous speaker Chalaji was telling you, that failures would come, so what? And so start early, fail early, and then learn. Failure gives us a lot of learning. Okay, yeah. And for a long time you are hearing the fact that failure is a pillar of success. So from that wisdom, you fail for Edison and electric bulb. That's a famous example. So ultimately it is a success that you get. And now, if you can see my PowerPoint slides, I have put three pictures over here just to tell you that we use the term entrepreneurship in an inclusive term. In number one picture or image, you can see Ramesh Bhai, and these are all at random copied from Google Pictures. Okay, it's the number three is only the real one. But I'm trying to make you understand what I mean by entrepreneurship over here. This Ramesh Bhai is a grocery seller, and he sells goods and products which has His father was the owner of this same shop. His grandfather started it, so it is like running in the family. And there is probably no innovation, but even in COVID-19 he started thinking in different ways, like how it is a safe delivery. And he took protections, but it is a grocery shop that he runs, and he is doing well in his business. Number two is Sita Devi. She lost her husband very early. She has two kids, and the story of Sita Devi is she came and started staying with her mother. And her mother was selling saris from door to door. She was to travel or visit door to door to travel saris. All right. But they were doing well. The family was earning sufficiently. It was okay for them. Sita Devi's mother will actually take these saris from the weavers and go and sell that to people. But COVID-19 took her life. Sita Devi lost her mother. And it was a double worry that she had. Now, what would she do? She has two kids, and she sits at home taking care of the kids. She cannot now. Her mother has sufficient customers, but Sita Devi cannot now leave her children and go to offer all this door-to-door selling. So she took help of an NGO, and they gave her training, and they helped her to create this online sari shop. So the entire business model now is became virtual. This is not Sita Devi. This is Sita Devi's online virtual sari store. And with this little help, she took training, and then she is doing fine. So there is an innovation in changing the business model over here. And the third one is very popular, Mansukh Bhai Prajapati. Okay, his mythical fridge, right? He actually started this he had this business of earthenware potteries, and from that he prepared this earthenware fridge which runs without electricity. You just have to pour water from the top. Maybe not as efficient as a normal electricity run fridge that we have in our home, but it actually keeps the vegetable and the fruits quite fresh for quite some time. And it was cheap, so it really solved the problem of the rural India. Mythical fridge in at that time was a huge hit at that time among the rural mass, where people could not afford it. Now, who is an entrepreneur out of this? Obviously, the mythical fridge is an innovation. You will learn after me, Dr. Dinesh Jain would speak to you. You will learn about innovation a little more, creativity and innovation. But innovation is something that holds a close hand with entrepreneurship. So, mythical fridge shows you that innovation, that how he conceptualized about this fridge. Sita Devi also started, used innovation in having a from physical to virtual sari store. So it is how the thought process is running. So she too is an entrepreneur. But what about Ramesh Bhai? Well, Ramesh Bhai might not be showing any innovation in running his grocery store, but he is taking risk. Any business is having risk. Okay, so this risk taking ability also makes Ramesh Bhai an entrepreneur. So entrepreneurship is a kind of inclusive term that we would be using over here. And without taking much time, I would directly, this is the process. There is an entrepreneur, and that process, entrepreneurship, you create an enterprise, but it doesn't end with that it continuously runs. Okay. And before ending, this is something that I would like to tell you. What do you understand by this term entrepreneurial mindset? Even before you kind of launch your enterprise or have your startup, or click your business, have your business idea in your mind, much before that you want to nurture and inculcate that entrepreneurial mindset. All right. So that, first of all, say for example, try and get into heterogeneous group. Have a network. You are very young. You are in schools or maybe in early colleges. So the main thing that should be there, break your comfort zone and hang out with people who are not like you, who are very dissimilar. All right. We are very comfortable in our own similar groups. So on WhatsApp also you have this WhatsApp school group, WhatsApp college group. I hate Mumbai group. I love Ahmedabad group. Just kidding. But you always make these groups where you try to, or my travel group. So all these are groups which are actually, you are choosing a group where all the people think similar to you. But that is something you should not do when you inculcate an entrepreneurial mindset. Try to find out heterogeneous people. You are good in English literature, that is your passion, that is your subject. Hang out with the people who is good in computer science. Maybe that is not even your interest zone, but there is a space for learning. There is that heterogeneity is, number one, on purpose. It's like that mental gymming. On purpose, keep nudging your own self so that you are kind of nurturing how to mix with heterogeneous group. Talk to people who are not like you at all. And number that is number one. Number two, you feel very entitled. You are lucky. I am sure all of us who are with us today, including us, we are kind of very advantaged, genetically blessed. Okay, this is kind of a lottery that we are born into a good family. So we are born, I'm like, okay, parents, whatever they are doing, they should do that for us. School teachers, good schools, and cars. And so we kind of start expecting that we are entitled to all this comfort and good things. So the moment you break out from that and start working hard, only then your entrepreneurial journey may start. All right. There are many people probably you admire, your heroes in different field, in diverse field. But people who are leading the world now, people who have really set examples for you, they all have worked very, very hard. Okay, so long run, at the fag end of your professional life or after 50, you should look back and you should think that, okay, whatever I am today, I have earned every minute of it, every bit of it. So kind of rewind, it is kind of unlearning process. Tell yourself, come out from that entitlement zone where you keep expecting that the world would do a lot of things for you. Everything should be brought in front of you on a platter. So break that. Everything should be earned with hard work. And there is another thing very important when I talk about entrepreneurial mindset: break out from your comfort zone. Okay, digitally everything is very easy and fast. Everything is at the click of your finger, right? You need food, click of your finger. You need a car, click of your finger. You need friends, click of your finger. So things have become very comfortable for us. So probably we need to make things, we need to constantly challenge ourselves to be entrepreneurial. Okay, create that challenge. If you are in school, if you are in college, don't remain in your comfort zone. Break free. Challenge yourself constantly. Keep doing things. If you're very scared of public speaking, you should be the one who always going on stage and experiencing that. Okay, if you are very uncomfortable with people talking to people, you should be the one to challenge yourself and mix with unknown people. So that is entrepreneurial mindset. All right. And since we do not have a lot of time, I end with this story over here. And though it is being shown
Dr.
on my
Bishali.
PowerPoint, yes, please, I'm ending it now.
Yeah, Dr. Bishali. So
Okay.
we have got one question from Abir.
1 minute.
That
I will go to that zone. I'm not seeing the questions. Okay, sir, ma'am, what kind of business ideas can we make if choose liberal arts? All right. When you are choosing liberal arts, you can have, content development is a huge source where there are different kind of businesses. You can become a consultant where you build content for people. And then if your liberal arts is about social development, there are a lot of social entrepreneurship ideas that you can nurture over there. You can actually say waste free management. Okay, so waste free. I just recently have visited one place in Darjeeling's district, Sonada. So they kind of, they have created a forest garden, and social entrepreneurship also runs on a economical pattern. I mean, you need to survive with your business idea. And when you they are running, they have created accommodations, but actually they are propagating waste free management. So a lot in when you say liberal arts, a lot on language skill, literature skill, or environmental benefit, you can think of ideas. But my dear, uh, I would like to mention this, that if you really, that is what I was talking to you about, right? How you nurture entrepreneurial mindset. And the first and necessary, step is, don't ask anyone about your business idea. So what you have to do is talk to people. Come out of your comfort zone, talk to people. When you talk to people, when you actually do a networking, when you visit places, you kind of tap what is people's problem. So it is like, if you can if you start asking, I'm from math, what should be my business idea? I'm from commerce stream, what should be my business idea? I'm from liberal arts, what should be my business idea? You should tell me what should be your business idea. Not, no one should feed you. That is the first entrepreneurial mindset you want to nurture. All right. But, as I was giving one or two examples, mostly I have seen for liberal arts. Liberal art is a very, I'm just taking one example over here for the sake of time. When you are talking about liberal arts, again, the genre is very vast. If you are doing you are fond of art and music, starting a school which is a little offbit, whenever you are starting a music school or an art school, that could be your entrepreneurial venture. But then you need to have that USP. What is unique selling proposition? What is unique for your business school or music school that others do not have? All right. So, kind of keep that in mind. And I'll hand it over to Dr. Dinesh Jain for the sake of time. I quickly would like to, a lot of your questions would be answered if I talk about this story that I have. Don't read it. You can listen to me. Okay. This story is all about entrepreneurship. So the fact is, there was this Japanese fishery department, and they had a problem because Japan have not held many fish for decades. The ponds, the water bodies that were near Japan, there was no fish. So what the fishermen had to do, they create boats and they started traveling a little far away to water bodies and catch fish. So that worked, but even those a little far away water bodies also started being exhausted of having fish. So that is the problem. So immediately they thought, like, so look at this continuous problem in your entrepreneurial journey. And right at that point, they started having a bigger boats. The moment they have bigger boats, they could travel a little farther. And when they got farther, the problem they struck is, whenever they are bringing the fish to the shore, the fish is getting rotten. Then they thought, like, okay, we can install some because it's a bigger boat anyway, we will install freezer. In the freezer, the fish was kind of alive, but then it was like all having a frozen taste. And this, no one wanted to buy. Their business was going down because people said fresh is always more tasty than frozen fish. Now what do they do? Then they started installing fish tanks. Okay, so continuously there is a problem, and they were like, you need to solve a problem. That is kind of synonymous of entrepreneurship. Okay, starting from the business idea that you are trying to catch. Do not, no one can, my business idea is starting my own cafe, but that will not fit you. No one can really put all business ideas on a piece of paper, that my dear children, these are the 10 business ideas, you can choose from this. It will not work out like that. Okay, so the last part of the story is, even in that tank, initially the fish became alive when they were coming to the shore, but because in the small tank the fish was not moving too much, so they were kind of a little dull, and that affected the taste. So what did the fishermen do then? They introduced a small shark into that tank. You must have heard about this Shark Tank episode, so this is the idea. So that small shark, it is okay, the shark was eating away at least 9-10 fishes by the time the boat was reaching the shore, but at least the rest of the fish was very alive and kicking, and that helped the business because they remained fresh. So entrepreneurship, always introduce a shark in your life. The moment you are in a comfort zone, in a small pond, you are dull. And a dull mind is never an entrepreneurial mind, and you can never be successful with your business. And the moment you have a shark in your life, which is your risk taking ability, your entrepreneurial ideas, you have overcome your fear of failure, that's the shark that you have in life. And probably, my dear children, or whoever is with us, that is the source of the success. And Itiaya is very famous for having its children's camp, and we have children camp for 12 to 16 years. The main motto is inculcating and nurturing this entrepreneurial mindset. The camp will not have any lecture. These are all full-fledged activity based and application based. And there are also camp for children who are or youth from 16 to 22 years old. And we are very soon going to start our winter camp. We have our successful summer camps. Only presently the camps have been online because of COVID-19 pandemic. Otherwise these camps are residential, and we are offering a winter camp. You can get hold of this information either from ETI or Real Coal. And with that, I introduce Dr. Dinesh Jain to come in front of us and kindly let us know more about innovation. And I think we need to nurture today's children to really think about their own business ideas also. All right. Over to you, Dr. Dinesh.
Yeah, madam, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So great. We are, I would say, talking about, entrepreneurship, innovation, creativity. So I'm going to talk about, I would say, young minds. I'm going to talk about creativity, innovation, and its role in, I would say, leading to entrepreneurship. I'll try to share my PPT. So Ribuji, can you, I would say, share the PPT from your side? I could not do it from my side. Please do that. So friends, can you hear me? Okay. So I'm going to talk about, creativity and innovation. So these are two key words, which are kind of, associated with entrepreneurship. People feel that if you are creative, if you are innovative, you can be a great entrepreneur, or you can have a great, venture. So that has been seen, for many years, if I can't say centuries, although it's like that. So these two key words, have been there around in the I would say discussions that we do around in entrepreneurship. So do you know what these two words are? I'm going to talk about these two words and how they lead to entrepreneurship. So next slide, please. All right, so we have this perception that, are these words same, are these words different, and different people, they feel like, okay, these are, the same words, they are, two brothers and like that. But do they, They are not the same. Okay, if I can define these two words to you so as to bring in more clarity, and then we'll talk about how they lead to entrepreneurship. Okay, so I'll do that. Okay, so next slide, please. Next. All right, so if you talk about creativity, it's basically the ability to use your imagination. Okay, so there are these, young kids moving around in class and, in I would say society, etc. And people say they are creative. They talk things, which are not being, there, all around. So they are creative. They draw things, and they paint things, and they have kind of creativity. Okay, so that's being seen. All right. So that's being creative. You are kind of adding something to the space which is not there, which is something unique. Okay, which is something unique, not being seen. So that's being creative. Okay, you create something. All right. So that's creativity, and innovation is the next stage to it. In innovation, you put that creativity, the things that you have imagined, on ground. Okay, you put those things on ground. Okay, you try to put it on, I would say, towards, I would say, practicality. Okay, you try to bring those things on ground. So that way, so it's very important that it's not just about innovation or having new things, etc., but the new thing has to be something unique. So creativity, bring in that. Now creativity, if you look at, I would say, next slide. Next, please. Okay, so if we talk about creativity, okay, it occurs incrementally. So it's not like that you are born with, I would say, a whole lot of, I would say, creativity. No, it's not like that. You learn things as you grow. So you may be creative, highly creative, but this creativity keeps on increasing, okay, over a long period of time. So there is a gradual, increase over time. So as you learn at your home, as you go to school, as you go to college, this, kind of creativity keeps on adding. Some part of, things are lost, some part being added. Okay, it's a result of hard work and commitment. Okay, so one has to put in hard work and commitment to have that creativity with them. Okay, it's always directed. Okay, directed towards a goal. It's intentional and it's a rational. It's a scientific process. Okay, it's not that, okay, I want to be, I would say, creative, so I'll be like that. It's not like I have, just wanna, I would say, creative cap, and so, today I'll do all the things which are creative. It's not like that. It's a gradual process. It takes hard work. Okay, and it's a well intentional direct. I would say it's quite international. I would say intentional. It's kind of, directed. It's towards a goal. Okay, so that's the third element or third important, characteristics of creativity. The last one, it's largely domain specific. In certain domain, for example, you are thinking in the domain of education. Let's say you are thinking in the domain of IT sector. You may be thinking in terms of the I would say manufacturing. So in that domain, you will that. So it's highly domain specific. Okay, so that's very important. When you are looking at creating a venture, to have that creativity, you need to nurture that creativity in the beginning. Okay, this creativity may lead to innovation. Okay, and that innovation may make your venture long lasting, different. Okay, so that's the thing that one needs to look at. Next. Now, as been seen, through, I would say, experience and all of that, that the creativity has a relationship with age. The most creative persons are the kids. They have the maximum creativity. Okay, that is the space in mind, which keeps on get occupied, by various things around, which are quite, common and all of that stuff, that knowledge that comes in, that kinds of, reduces the space for creativity. So it's the young minds who are most creative, and they can think about new things, okay, new ideas. So when you are young, you have great ideas, and so it's always great to plan for a venture when you are young, okay, because that's where you have that space in your mind, and that way so it's always great if you start young. Okay, so that is with age your creativity would go down. Okay, so that's one dimension this is being seen. Okay, I would say, let me give you one example. Okay, so next slide, please. So look at these two chaps, these are pretty young, okay? These chaps are pretty young. So first one is, Samuel Horton. He's the youngest patent holder, okay? At the age of about 5 years. Okay, so this chap has got the patent at 5 years, filed the application for patent at 3 years. Okay, so pretty young. Now, what has he, I would say, patented, or what has he, I would say, invented? He has invented a broom, which cleans the large leaves and the small debris. Okay, so this chap actually was seeing his father, working on, I would say in a garden, okay, their kitchen, I would say there, I would say garden. And he has seen that his father is using two brooms, one to remove the larger leaves and then the small ones to remove the I would say small hay and all those things. So he said, why to put in double effort? He went to his father, okay, he went to his father and then he used a rubber band, okay, the simple rubber band that you see, okay, and he put that rubber band, okay, on those two brooms. He has joined them together, and then this new, product, okay, double stick broom, where you can remove both the large leaf and the small leaves, okay. And then his father has looked and that I would say patent things. So they have said that no one has patented such product. It's a new product. So they have filed for a patent in name of this kid, because the idea was of this kid, and at the age of 5, after 1.5, 2 years of all the process, they found that this is a new product, innovative product, and they have got the patent. Now he is believed to be the youngest one to have that patent, So that is there. And if you feel like, the idea, it's quite common, but no one has thought about it before. Okay, so it is about that. So it's not about you need to do all kinds of things, or you don't need to go for, I would say, rocket science kind of thing to have these I would say the innovative ideas and the products. No, it's about doing the things that are very common differently, okay, uniquely. So it is about that. If you look at the second example, Rideshwar Singh, this chap has, I would say, invented, if I can say, and got patent for the 6-player chess, okay, 6-player chess. Generally, chess two players, okay. So he has thought about, no, that's not what is, this is not something very, complex or difficult. Let us have a, 6-player chess, okay, little, harder level of difficulty. And so he has come up with that at the age of 9, 6-player chess, okay. So these are very simple ideas, but these ideas were not grounded, okay, these ideas were not there, and so young minds, they can think because they are more creative. But let me add one more dimension to it. Next slide. Let me add one more dimension to it. It's about expertise, okay. Although I've said, you are most creative when you are young, that's why, I would say school kids are the ones who have the great ideas and all of that. But there is one more element, that is expertise. Okay, with expertise, your creativity increase. Okay, as you learn things, what that thing can turn into, or what that idea can turn into. So that expertise kind of enhances creativity largely. So age is one dimension, expertise. That's why you need learning and training at the young age. Okay, so that is there. Okay. At young age, you have less idea about the market. That's why you may have great ideas, number of ideas, but you have less knowledge of the market. It's about that fish in the water. So that is there. That fish is not knowing about the difficulties which are there in that water. You may be a great swimmer and all of that, but you don't have that fish has no idea about that. So you need to have a understanding of that. So you need expertise. So it's about age, starting young, and then gaining some expertise, okay? And as you go along, you may become a great entrepreneur. So I've just put two simple dimensions, very simple ones, but that's important, Okay, next slide. So some of you, maybe most of you may be having question, how can, I would say innovation help the creativity, I've talked about creativity. It is very high when you are young, and when you have expertise, you can have the great ideas and all of that. But how do you bring it to ground? That thing is being done by, innovation. So, innovation make life easier of people. Okay. That's very important, You have to bring it to the reality. Okay. So you have to make life easier of people. If you look at two pictures, one is, if you look at, it's basically, I would say multitasking, pancake pan. There are four small ones. One big one we have all seen. Four small ones. So that would be the small ones. Different, one may say, what's big in that? Yeah, but that has not been done by anyone else. So that, it's there. It's always incremental. It's not that you have to start from zero, every time. No, it's always incremental. You look at this one, scan marker. Okay, then you are doing it by thing, but the thing is, you can't, I would say remove that. But the thing is, these days everything is kind of digital. You want to do it on screen, etc. So look at this one, the digital, scanner. You kind of digitally do it on pen, and that's there, So it's about making life easier. Okay, innovation helps you do that. Next slide. The next is, all through when you're going, what's important is you need to keep on changing. You kind of look at Samsung, Samsung kind of incrementally, you need to sustain it in the market. You need to be innovative. It's not like that you have done something big and then you can rest. No, it's not like that. Just like that shark in that water, you need a shark. Okay, so and the thing is, as a fish, you need to always learn to be, I would say, protected from that shark. So you need to look at new techniques and always be safe. So that's very important. Okay, so there would be risk all around in the market, and you need to be on your foot, and you need to sustain in the market by making good products better. Next slide. The third point of, I would say, innovation, third important dimension. It's about making the products affordable. When we look at the society, it's not that everyone is rich. No, there are people who have less money. There are people who have enough money. Okay, so we have people all around, and they are from all walks of life with all kinds of resources and almost no resources, different kind of races and all those things. So what you need to do, you need to make the products affordable. Okay, so here is a picture of Arunachalam, a Murugan, I would say Muruganathan. Okay, the Padman, you must have seen that movie of Akshay Kumar. So you have to make that product affordable. This is very important. It's not about having a great product made at a very huge price. We need products which are great, which are useful, relevant. Okay, but at an affordable price. You have to look at that. If you look at the social entrepreneurship, etc., a large number of them are working on making the good products, innovative products, kind of affordable. So affordability is one dimension which will give you volumes and which will give you a big market. Okay, so one has to look at that as well. Okay, so here in this market, when you are going in with an innovative product, you have to look at price leadership. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, next slide. The next dimension, that for innovation can help you. Okay, I would say that, I would say there's another example. So I would say this is Shubham Banerjee. Okay, he has been working with a large number of this, I would say, differently able. So what he did, he has brought in the assistive technologies. Okay, the braille and all these, hearing, etc. Those aids, they were pretty costly. So he has thought of, no, these are pretty costly, and beyond that, the people who are blind, etc., in terms of walking, etc., if they can have some kind of, I would say, digital kind of, help, that would be the I would say, real change. So he has thought about that. So he has come up with, Brigo Labs, where they are, kind of researching and coming up with a large number of, assisted technologies, which are very affordable. Otherwise, only rich can afford, those chairs and those stairs you can come. So these guys, I would say, Shubham Banerjee, etc., these guys are working on that. Look at the age, the chap is quite young, and so that's where these kinds of creative things can be brought in by the young minds, The next, please. The next one is about creating a differentiation. Okay, so it's about the things that I mentioned, easier and all that, sustainability, price leadership, but it is also about being different. Okay, it's being different. Here you have a slide, which is mentioning about Apple. Apple has been there and it is so popular, and
Dinesh, I think we have lost your connection. Dr. Dinesh. I think there is some technical problems with Dr. Dinesh's connection. He'll be joining right back. Till then, if you have any questions, you can put it across in the chat window. We'll be happy to answer all those. So,
And we think we have lost Dr. Dinesh Jain. And these are a little bit of glitch at times when we are really getting connected digitally. And any other questions that you have? Let me just check the comments. You know, yeah, I tried to answer a little bit. Harsh, you were talking about social entrepreneurship, and it's like mostly there is a difference between a social entrepreneur and if you have an NGO. NGO can survive on other people's donation, their nurture. But if you call it a social entrepreneurship, you need to have a very sustainable, successful, profitable business model just to sustain. All right. This example that I was giving you, I went to stay at this, it's called TD Forest Garden. They call it take it easy and easy do it. So mainly it is waste free mountains that they are, talking about. There is a concept called permaculture. So how you protect your mother earth, and minimalistic and simplistic living. So this is like starting from doing away with plastic to different kinds of energy conservation. But how do they run that as a business apart from nurturing this sensitivity among people? They also do have they offer accommodation in that forest garden, which is like kind of they charge us. So that is like people go and stay there. It's a beautiful ambience, and that is how they run the business model. We can say Dinesh Jan ji back, so I will again let him speak. Yeah, Dr. Ji.
Okay, thank you, madam. So there was some problem at my end, technical problem, the net goes. So I'm back. So I was talking about, I would say, innovation. So there, one of the very important element is differentiation. If you can create a difference, you can be there for a long time, and also your products and services would be kind of accepted, quite well, in the beginning. Okay, so that's a very important dimension. There is another dimension to it. So next slide, please. And okay, so the next dimension is about commercialization. As I've told you, have a great idea, differentiation, etc. But what is important is that can you commercialize it? Can you make it suitable for the market? And can you just sell it? Sell it at something which generates profit for the business and for the kind of, I would say these stakeholders around. That's very important. So if you look at the two gentlemen there, they are the ones who are kind of considered, quite innovative. You may not be knowing much about the first gentleman, but this chap, I would say Douglas Engelbart, he has invented the mouse, okay, that many of us are using at the moment. So So this chap has invented the first mouse, and then that there is kind of incremental, changes which are there in that mouse. But that's very important, because it's found that it's not very easy to run a computer without without something device which is there. Can you use your hand? These days we have touch screen, but in those days we kind of didn't have. So that it was a big change, and it was then commercialized. A small mouse was very big, a wooden one, and that way. But now we see very small mouse, okay. So that is there, we have moved to touchscreen, etc. So it's very important how you commercialize. Okay, Steve Jobs has, he has kind of, I would say, commercialized Apple products quite well. So that's very important. This is the sixth, the fifth stage, for that, and that's very important. Okay, the last one, how can innovation help? The next slide. This is about creating new markets. Okay, if you don't have a market, you have to create a new market. Okay, that is there. If you can look at that example, there were these old machine that we used to see in these shops, etc. Okay, where they bill and this slip comes out. Now we have card readers and all these kinds of modern machines. The transactions happen so fastly. So the new market was created for that. Now you go to malls and all of these things are there. You don't need to fit in those things. Okay, you go to any mall, there are these card readers and all those things, and all your things are being built and all of that. So that is there. Okay, so innovation, we have talked about creativity. Then how can innovation help? Different steps. Okay, so that's very important. And the next thing is about how can we relate the creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Okay, so the next slide. Okay, so if you look at here it's about first of all creativity. That would help you find the problems of the people. Okay, what all gaps are there? Okay, what all problems are there? How can you solve those problems, address those problems? And then it's about finding the creative solution. Work creatively to find solutions. Okay, then innovation would help you. How can you implement those solutions on ground? What could be the ways to implement? Okay, it could be various I would say activities and practices, and then moving forward. And then last one, how can you create a business out of it? Entrepreneurship is about creating a business. So this is step number 1, 2, and 3. If you want to become a great entrepreneur, these 2 steps you have to look at, and this is the right time. Young age is the one where you can look at. It's not that something. There are people who have kind of invented things when they were pretty old, but what has been found, the great ideas, the path-breaking, innovations were seen by the young minds, 20, 30, when they have both the expertise and the age on their side. So then they have done it. Okay, so I'll just close with that. I have one, I would say, parting example. This is of Dipinder Goyal of, I would say, Zomato. Now, this gentleman, was working in a, I would say, IT office. He was working in, I would say, Gurgaon, and then he had looked at one problem, and the problem was that, what will be there in the canteen to eat for lunch, and each of his friends and the colleagues have that problem, because the mess guy, the canteen guy used to put the notice at around 11 that what will be served, but they have their tea break at 10:30, and it would be over by 10:45, so they won't be able to see what will be served for lunch. And generally, what they have observed is that there are things which they don't like, so every now and then they have to go outside to eat, and the thing is the outside place is far off. So they have this issue, how to solve this problem. So what Dipinder did, once that he took a picture. Okay, at that time phones were there. Okay, 2008 around. Okay, so he just took a picture of the menu. He went at 11. He took a picture and came back, and then through their intranet he has kind of spread that, and that's how your Zomato was born. That's the beginning of a picture of a menu. Then they did it for the outside places. Then they make it a full-time profession, going around the city and of all these I would say restaurant, what all menus are there. Later on they said that, okay, how to charge money, they said, okay, let us make it subscription based. Okay, subscription based, whosoever wants to use our service should pay. Then they found, okay, is there a better model? There are a large number of restaurant owners who are saying, okay, you keep us, you keep our menu on your thing, on your website, etc. And they said, why don't we charge these, restaurants guys? And so it started like that. Okay. And then later on they said, why can't we deliver as well? So that's how, incrementally they have built their business, So you're seeing, I would say Zomato, you must be using it, large number of you. So that is there, And if you look at the basic idea, it's about going down to the canteen, taking a picture and sharing it. It's so easy. You share a lot of your pictures. Okay, I would say a large number of other pictures on internet or your WhatsApp, and that's what your Zomato business is about. Kind of tell you, to be kind of creative, or you must be creative. You are creative to kind of bring that creativity out. Okay, add expertise to it. Add, I would say, expertise to it. All right, learn things. Okay, learn things, develop your expertise. Age is on your side. Okay, expertise is what you can add. Okay, and then create a venture, down the line. You can create that. So I'll close with that. If you have if you have few questions, I can take that, although I have kind of overshoot the time. Okay, any question? I couldn't see much, on my screen. Or maybe we can take the questions later, or I think Baishali madam has, kind of answered my side of questions. So thank you, madam.
Meetu, I
So if
think
you
you
have,
can start now.
Sure. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Baishali, and Jatin sir, for your time, for the great presentations and answered all the questions. So I hope you guys learned and enjoyed the presentation. So without taking, I'll not take much of time. So I'll just brief you about some of our programs, which is related to Real Equal. So Ribu, if you can share the presentation. Yeah. So as we already discussed with entrepreneurship, right? And so this is our one of our program, which is in association with EDII. So we have upcoming or courses also in different streams, in upcoming streams like entrepreneurship, law, psychology, medicines, technical, and many more, right? So we have like upcoming technologies in which we can say robotics, machine learning, AI, which is it's boon at this point of time. Everyone wants to be a data scientist, and somebody who there are lots of people who related to humanities background. They also want to make their career in law, so they always think like to how to crack CLAT, and other kinds of exams. Psychology, again, there are lots of people who are getting this kind of stream psychology, and they are making career in that. Medicines, again, everybody knows like whosoever having dream to become a doctor. And the technical skills, yes, which is there in the market, like when we from ages, basically, you can say. And this technology skills, right, are going on in a higher height. Please, next. So this is one of the program, which is Future Lawyer program, which is from the Harvard universities. We are providing that. This is entrepreneurship, which EDII, which we have, I think, already discussed a lot about it. So this program is basically more on the leadership skills, problem solving skills, critical thinking, and how to become an entrepreneur with lots of skills, right? And in this program, like, you'll be learning lots of things related, not as such to become an entrepreneur. Along with that, no, as I mentioned, problem skills, problem solving skills, leadership skills, and many more. Next, this is Future Lawyer Program, who really wants to get into like whether I should be a lawyer or not, right? So this is the first stage, between the grade of 8th to 12th people. They always can check like to take up this program, like how to do no law kind of tactics, how it or what are the pre-law studies. So this is the program basically from Harvard which we do provide. So this is not exactly that you can take this program and you can carry on with this. So for this program, again, like you have to crack with one interview and there are lots of stuffs, and then you can check whether you go for this career or not. So this will give you a lot of brief idea like whether you go for the law field or not. Next, this is again Future Doctor Program. This is again from Harvard student agencies. So whosoever wants to become a doctor or who wants to know about the pre-medical studies, right? How to delve into how to save a life of the people. No? So these kind of topics we'll be covering in this program. Next. This is again, as I mentioned, technical skills. Everyone, like in every field, in every area, like everyone, we need data, and we have to play with data everywhere. In if I say medical field, if I say entrepreneurship, if I say law skills, so there we need robotics, we need ML. So this is one of the program of artificial intelligence. From B Singular we have, from Transorg we have. So we have programs from different organizations. So this is one of the field where you can make your career. This is again, which is based on totally psychology. So this is NLP program, which is neuro linguistic program. So this is one of the program which helps someone to in their thoughts and behaviors. So people who really wants to get out or to overcome from the stress, from the from some kind of tactics issue, some kind of phobia, so they can go for this program. So this basically help you to get into a concentration power basically, and how to set your goals and many more things which can really help you, to change your thoughts and action basically. So these are the few programs which I mentioned over here. We have lots of programs available with us. You can go through with our website, which is www.realecall.com. There are numbers mentioned over here where you can reach us any point of time. And if there is some questions, any doubt, any query which you can ask right away, please ask. Okay, great. So it's great time like we have spent over here. So for any doubts, you can mail us, you can send us a query on our website, and we'll be in touch. Thanks for joining.